You've tuned in to When Your Mind Becomes the Scene of the Crime podcast. I'm Dr. Linda F. Williams. I take survivors of abuse and trauma from pain to purpose so that you take back your power, tap into the truth of who you are, and live your best life now. Hi, I just wanted to speak on something that I ran across the other day. I just discovered this fabulous woman named Fumi Vold. She's married to a Norwegian guy named Ole. This woman got married at 39 years old. She met the man. Now, this is my understanding of the story. I could be off in some aspects, but I'm leaving links to her YouTube page because I really want you guys to go check this woman out. But my understanding and remembrance of the story is that she starred in, I think the last U.S. production she starred in was Ugly Betty. And she would be the beautiful, dark-skinned, African-sounding lady in that series. Now, I've never watched it, but because I just met this woman on YouTube, I've never met her. Will I be that blessed? Who knows? Okay. But I just discovered her, so I'm going to go back and watch this series because I got to see this lady. Anyway, my understanding of the story, again, is that she met Ole just before he had to return to England or Norway or someplace overseas because of his business. And apparently they met, he left. Shortly after that, he invited her to his country. She agreed and went to his country. She spent 10 days in Norway, I think it was. She met his father, met some of the people that he deals with day to day, like the cleaners, yada, yada, yada. Okay. So anyway, they did not have any sexual relation in the whole 10 days they were there. This guy is so doggone kind that he met her at the airport, brought her little snacks. He had rented her a room in a hotel and he put her up there. So they just never even went to the room. It's like if they were in that hotel, then they were down in a lobby somewhere. 10 days, just beautiful time that they had together. She spent a lot of time talking to him. Now, I'm telling y'all all this for a reason, so just bear with me. Her sister was having a baby in New York. She lived in LA or California. He changed the tickets. That's how this guy is so kind. He changed the tickets he had bought her so that she could go see her sister in the hospital when she had that baby, okay? And then flew her to California. By the time she gets to California, she's jet lagged, so she didn't really talk to him right away. But they FaceTime. When she pulled up the FaceTime, he was online with his dad sitting next to him. Okay, I'm trying not to get emotional here. And he proposed with his dad sitting next to him, and she accepted. Now, I'm telling y'all because one of the most recent relationship-related videos that she did talked about the fact that it's important for us to know our partner. Here's Fumi.
In the last episode, we had talked about abstinence before marriage, and Ula and I had done that, and it was to our advantage because we talked. We talked about everything for hours and hours. And when I went to visit him in Norway for 10 days, we went out for dinner, for lunch, for breakfast, but we also went to museums. We went to art galleries. He showed me the beautiful sights of Norway. We went up to the funicular and we would sit down in cafes and we would laugh. Know the man. Know the man and you will understand your marriage. Know the man and you will understand your partnership and your relationship. Know the man and you'll understand the relationship and the expectations that he can step up to. Know him. Listen to him. Because when they tell you once, They're telling you as fact. Don't think you can go up there and change him, because you say, I can change him. Oh, he's this. No, 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 no. He's telling you as is. He's telling you who he is. And so you should listen, because you've got the brief right there in front of you. You're thinking that you can change him. No, absolutely not. There are things that Ula has always said he doesn't like, he doesn't want to do, and he doesn't want for Adrian, years before Adrian was born. And that's who he is. I'm in a marriage that I love because I know the man, because I took the time to know the man. Maybe it's because I am much more mature. Maybe being much more mature, on top of the fact that I had rubbishy relationships before, I value his so much more. Because I could see a lot of the things were fresh and new for me, because I was in really dilapidated relationships that really brought my confidence down. So I thought I wasn't worthy. So when Ula stepped into my life, I was like, oh, 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 oh. I began to get me back. In so doing, I understood what my worth was. It is so important that you know the man before you marry him. You know the man before you have kids with him. Don't make that mistake. So if he loves you, then call his attention to it. If he apologizes, move on. Move on, let's go. If it happens, ask him, what is the issue? If he has a drinking problem, if he has a drug problem, he spends too much money, these are issues you have to address. These are issues where he needs to get outside help, because you are not a therapist, because you will not be able to do it every day, and as well as carry the bag of the home, of the children. You have to know all of these things before you go deeper into a slippery sliding slope that is going to end up into a ditch. Translation is called dodging the bullet. I dodged the bullet. When I look back, I say to myself, God, you're so generous when it came to me. You're so wonderful that you came to me. Because you say for me, oh my God, you look fabulous for your age. Because you know what? I sleep well at night. Because I dodged the bullet from some of these guys out there. I took heed, and that's one thing about me. It doesn't have to be English. I get the language of action. When I see it, one thing I'm good at, I got the gift of goodbye. I can turn and go. You don't have to tell me too many times. 1, 2, and I'm out of there.
You cannot go into a relationship and spend no time getting to know your partner. Now, for trauma survivors such as I am, our radar is off. We either get into the relationship and we got such a chip on our shoulder that we're telling up front anybody we meet what we will or won't deal with. Okay, give me a minute. I'm probably going to cut the tape right here. Our defenses are evident. Our pain is evident. Okay, bear with me. I'm going to stop the tape here and go dry my eyes. Hold on. Or we are so starved for approval or acceptance. We have rejection issues that we are seeing reality slapping us in our face. But we refuse to accept that this is not the person that we want them to be. Okay? Now, Fumi, by the time she was 39, she had gone through bad relationships, but this woman's self-esteem was still, I guess your self-esteem, what I'm learning, is not going to keep you from meeting and possibly dating these jokers, because they know how to put on a mask. But the minute she saw something wasn't right, she was out of here. She didn't waste no time with these jokers, okay? But by the time she was 39 and met Ole, she knew who she was. She knew what she would tolerate and what she wouldn't. And she made the quality decision that she was not going to jump in the bed with this guy. She made it clear to him during those 10 days. He was fine with you. Look, if there's another man out there like Ole, please, Lord, send them, whoever they are, send them my way, okay? So he knew that this was the woman for him. Now, that's another point I want to make. The thing about this is that you don't have to, if I'm talking to women at this particular point, you do not have to try to find a man. That is not your part. I believe, and I have not ever heard Ole say this, I'm just drawing these conclusions from what I have heard. Ole knew when he saw that woman that that was the woman for him. I believe that in my heart. And I believe that a man will know that woman when he sees her. But now, Ole could have been all twisted up, out of whack, caught up in her trauma. Probably didn't have no trauma because she'll tell you about her background. But for us trauma survivors, caught up in our trauma, trying to make him be what he isn't, getting mad and frustrated and feeling rejected when he's not what we want them to be. We're trying to shove a square peg in a round hole. We've got to stop that. I saw a TikTok the other day, and the woman was saying, you shouldn't be going into a pizza joint demanding a Big Mac, then getting the behind because they don't have Big Macs. Sign outside clearly said pizza. All the advertisements clearly say pizza. Pizza, pizza, pizza. But we want that pizza to be a hamburger, and we're carrying our happy hindies up in the restaurant asking for a doggone hamburger, then getting offended and feeling rejected when they don't have it. That's what we do in relationships. I have done this repeatedly in my life. This is what I want you guys to walk away with. And and Fumi talks about this to some extent in some of her other videos. Quit trying to make something be what it isn't. This is what we have to remember as trauma survivors. You can't make somebody else be what you want them to be. And the fact that you're stuck trying to keep that going and you're stuck in this cycle of bad relationships. Now, understand, I'm not being judgmental here. I'm telling truth based on my life. Okay? You cannot keep asking somebody to be what they're not. I'll tell you, this next example comes from my sister, Susan. The way she put it is, don't blame the jelly. In other words, you go to the grocery store, you're in a hurry, you go and you think you grabbing grape jelly, you throw it in the cart, you go ahead, you check out, you get home and you find out that you got strawberry instead of grape. What you gonna do? Sue the grocery store? See, that's what we're doing. We want to raise all kind of heck because this joker is incapable or unwilling to be what we feel we need in a relationship. If the strawberry jelly is in the cart, you put it there. Whether you meant to put it there or not, you put that strawberry jelly in the cart. Don't blame the strawberry jelly. Strawberry jelly was strawberry jelly when you grabbed it. Strawberry jelly was strawberry jelly all day long. Still strawberry jelly while you fussing and spitting and mad because strawberry jelly is in the cart. You got to own the fact of your choices. We've got to own the fact of our choices. Okay? And so we get caught in this cycle and we're talking to our girlfriends and the next thing you know, we're talking about, yeah, all men this and men that and men. I'm talking about from the women's perspective now. Men do this too, okay? You're not getting off the hook over there. You know, it's men. Men. All men this and all men that. No, not all men. Fumi and Ole are examples of many, which there are many, examples of healthy, loving relationships. It's not all men that are like that. It's every man that you choose. It's every woman that you choose. So now we've got to own our choices. What in my psyche is causing me to constantly be in this cycle of toxicity and frustrated and feeling rejected because he or she won't give me what I want? You made the choice. And that's your power play. You get to choose. So now we can't keep looking all out there, all these jokers, these knuckleheads that we keep choosing to be in relationships with. We have to go inside. Why? Because you cannot control that man or woman, no matter how bad you want to. You cannot control that man or woman. Period. Case closed. That's all she wrote. The pencil broke. So now you have to accept the fact that since you cannot change him or her, then now you got to figure out what needs to change in you. Fumi was 39 years old. She'd been in and out of her relationships where the joker just wouldn't act right. And this is the conclusion that she drew. She decided that, okay, then you ain't the one. Okay, great. Dodge that bullet. Instead of, like I have done, licking my wounds, trying to figure out what's so wrong with me. Why didn't he this and why didn't he that? You just dodged a freaking bullet. Move on. Concentrate inside. Now, if you're the type of person who you just got to get married, you feel like you got to be with a man or a woman, you just got to be in a relationship, there's something wrong. Okay? There's something wrong. As long as you're just in love with the idea or feel like you can't stand alone, until you can stand alone, until you can stand alone in yourself, until you can be alone without feeling lonely, until you can own and embrace the truth of who you are to the point where you can enjoy yourself even when you're by yourself, then you may not be in any position or able to maintain a healthy, positive relationship, even if it stared you in the face. I'm just saying. You're talking to somebody who's been there, okay? So 39 years old, meet this man. He flies her over there. They just talk, in and out of museums and cultural experiences, and dinner with his dad. And you know, I mean, Ole is such a person that he never had mentioned to her that he was a famous Olympian. Never mentioned to her. While she's over there having dinner with his dad, okay? His dad said, oh, did Ole tell you that he's a swimmer? No, he never told me. Come here, let me show you something. This joker spread out multiple medals all over the bed, and that's when she even found out that Ole was a famous Olympian. Okay? Now, I don't know what kind of upbringing this joker had, but Ole is a man. He is a true man. He is a man who loves his wife. Now, I am not going out here telling y'all that any of us need to be going and accept a wedding invitation from some guy 10 days into the relationship, especially a long-distance relationship. That's not the point of this. The point of this is that good men are out there. And the man that is for you, the man who loves you, will toe the line. He will treat you right. Okay? He will care what you feel like. He will care to understand that. But understand this. We have to do the work. We have to do the internal work to understand how trauma has twisted our perspective of life, relationships, people, things. We have to understand how trauma has affected us in that regard. And once we understand that, then we need to walk back and face our past to the point where we're going to allow ourselves to move through the progression of healing. Healing is a process, okay? And I'm not saying that it's a happy yellow, brick road type of dancing down the yellow brick road type of experience. There are a lot of times that when you feel that you're going to have to feel that pain, but you're going to know that you are moving through that, not getting over it like I did, just stuffing and moving on. As long as you just stuff and moving on, you're still in survival mode. I'm talking about how you can thrive and truly have the type of life that you deserve and desire. So, Fumi, go ahead with your fabulous self. This woman is so beautiful. This woman is so smart. This woman is so authentic. She's so open. She's just being so open. God bless you, Fumi, because what you are doing is you are reaching back to a lot of us who are trying to move through trauma. And you are showing us that the lives that we dream of are absolutely possible in our lives. You go, girl. You got a fan for life. You are fabulous, as you say. You are a remarkable woman. And God bless you for having the heart that you have, because you got a true heart for your sisters and brothers. You got a true heart for them. And that's so evident in your videos. I want to thank you for existing so that you can be a part of my life, even though we've never met. Next week, we'll talk about something else that I saw. And I just hope that you will walk away from this understanding that, hey, you don't have to stay stuck. Okay, you survived. You survived. Now it's time for you to thrive. Now I'm going to put some links to Fumi. She got several channels under her YouTube page. Go ahead and like all of them. Subscribe to all of them if you want to. And be sure to watch for her videos, because she is an edifying woman. She is God's gift to this world. Trust me, I have thoroughly enjoyed and appreciated Fumi. So I'm going to also put a link here for you to go to some resources that are going to help you to know how, when you're out on a date, what to look for, what not to say, what to listen for. And always remember that when somebody shows you who they are, you need to believe it. Because once somebody shows you who they are, then whatever choices you make from there on are yours to bear, the repercussions and all. Okay? But when you read this resource I'm going to give you about dating, then you'll understand how to hold your own on a date. You'll understand how to look, what to see. You'll know when to run instead of investing your heart in another go-nowhere relationship. Because the truth of the matter is, every minute wasted on a dead-end relationship is a minute stolen from living the love of your life. I'm Dr. Linda F. Williams, and always remember, your greatest power is realized in the truth of who you are. Know that truth.
Thank you for joining us today for When Your Mind Becomes the Scene of the Crime podcast. To contact Dr. Linda, just go to whoseapple.org. That's WHOSEAPPLE.org.